Hi, I'm Laura Lee Gulledge, author, illustrator, teaching artist, and artner, and you are watching the NRW.
What is going on? This is the NRW, where we always give you the NEW, giving you more of our Baltimore Comic-Con 2019 content. And I'm loving life here in Artist Alley because I have found one of my favorite authors. I checked out her book page by page years ago, and then after that I checked out Will and Wit, and just loved this. Just everything about it. She's an amazing artist. She's an amazing writer. There's a lot of soul and heart in her work, which when you find and come across people like that, you want to read more, you want to know more, you want to meet the person. And amazingly enough, my buddy CY, who's behind the camera, ran across her at New York Comic Con, and he was like, yo, she's here, you should check her out. She's in Artist Alley. I was like, okay, I'm down for it because I love her work. And so I'm fanboying right now because look who's right next to me. It's Laura Lee Gulledge, y'all.
I'm a potato.
You are awesome though. Page by page, if you're not familiar, she can probably explain it a little bit, but you could tell, like, again, there's soul in her work, there's heart in her work, and I could tell when I read the kind of like the brief bio that it was somewhat an autobiography in a way, but she can explain it. This is the amazing way because I'm gonna chill with my fanboying, but I'm just excited. So.
I like it. Most of the time I'm just in the studio alone, so it's nice to get encouragement out of the studio to like keep putting in the work on this.
Yes.
That's why Comic-Cons are awesome.
Yes.
Soak up all the encouragement and then you take it back and you chew on it for a few months.
Well, you deserve it, and thank you, Comic-Con. Thank you, Martin Nathan, who puts on this show, and Shelley, for giving us, because you're allowing a fanboy like me to be adoringly all over Laura. Page by page. Was this your first project?
This was. I had no idea what I was doing when I wrote this. I moved to New York with the idea of breaking into books, but I thought I would be more of like a Myra Coleman, illustrator-y type. But immediately when I got to New York, I was handed a graphic novel, and I said, what's a graphic novel? And it was Fun Home, and I was blown away that like, there's more than superheroes in manga?
Yeah.
What? So I read maybe 4 graphic novels and then decided I don't want to read anymore. I want to write one that's how I would want to do it, so something different. And maybe not know all the rules, so I wasn't worried about breaking them. So it's very different style of, I wanted to draw an introvert, how we experience the world, where we're half in our head and then half in reality. And you're sort of trapped in these, stuck between these two worlds, and how making art in like a sketchbook can help you learn how to take the inside you and bring them out into the real world.
I think that's probably one of the factors that really connected with me, because I can't stop creating. I do this show, I'm an actor, I'm an artist, I used to write and publish comic books. This is my 19th Baltimore Comic Con, because at the very first one I was a guest like her behind here. So it's, page by page is just a phenomenal book. Thank you for page by page.
Because
you can see that in the soul.
I never wrote anything before, so actually taking the time to figure out like, well, what is my story, and to take charge of your own story is really empowering. I feel like if I didn't have the opportunity to do it with this book, then I don't know, my life would have gone in another direction. To realize that we are writing our own story, our life is our story.
Yes.
And what are we? I don't know. How are we writing it every day through how we're living? So she taught me a lot. Also how to be a little nicer to myself. Because if I have compassion for my characters, and my characters represent me, then I have to embrace that part of myself.
Definitely.
So that's very healing.
Yes. You captured it wonderfully, and it spoke to my heart. And then Will and Wit, as a fan of musicals as well, and we were discussing this right before we got on camera.
Oh yes.
Will and Wit.
A musical. It sings. But the music is wonderful. My partners are on the project are musicians, so I did not write the songs. That would be terrible.
So how did this come? How soon after page by page did Will and Wit come together? And the genesis from your first to then, what you learned to then to create Will and Wit?
Oh gosh, Will and Wit was harder because it's like the sophomore of any project. The first book you think about for a long time. And then the second one you generally create quicker. And you're not sure how to evolve without changing your style in a way that your readers would like.
Yes.
But also with Paige, I still felt like a bit of a fraud. So I felt like I was trying to prove myself. So I actually decided to do Lillywhit more of a traditional comic style, where the panels are more contained and there's less of these big splash pages. So I thought I want to just try to do more of like a regular comic book. So the magical realism elements are more just woven in into the panels. So it's a little more claustrophobic in a way.
It was
because this
different.
character she's more my workaholic, obsessive, not wanting to deal with trauma side. Even looking at it now, I feel like that it looks kind of how I was feeling at the time. So it's a little more obsessive. It's a little bit, it doesn't breathe as much. But that's also what her character was going through. I actually like the musical more than the book because all the content of the book was put into the songs. So I actually got to develop a lot more scenes and develop more characters because all the lines were already taken. So, and the music is really good. And also the main, one of the main characters in the book is dark. It's like shadow.
Yes.
But the shadows are alive. So in a theatrical production, you can actually play with real shadows. So we have kids dressed as the shadows and they're doing live chalk drawing in the background. So when they go into the creepy warehouse, they're in the background drawing cobwebs. And I also love that the hurricane in the book is a group of girls that sweep into the theater like, we are the Whitneys! And they lead the audience in an immersive body sound like hurricane.
Oh, wow.
You know, with like snapping and stomping and
I need to
yelling.
see that. I was not aware that was. I knew the music was an element of the book, but that there was a musical that you did outside of the book as well.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's fun. So my partners and I, we also designed it so it's sort of a do-it-together musical.
Okay.
So my partner Larkin is working on right now getting the show, everything like trademarked and licensed so we can get it out to schools so they can do it themselves and adapt to like the resources that they have.
Nice.
I wanted to create just a model so that different types of creative kids who maybe don't normally get to work in theater can work together. So like having, like I would have loved to be an artist drawing on stage as like a performance because I don't know, I was too shy to act. But something like that would be like, oh, I could experience making a work collectively, which is something that I think is important than just working by yourself in a studio.
Definitely.
We need to work together.
Exactly. I love it. So, Willing with Page by Page, but I know you have a lot of other work and you have new work coming out.
Yes.
Can we speak on that? Because I haven't been familiar. I've been so busy with things, but I love that and I want to know more because I need more of you. You are just amazing.
Here, I'll just cut off my arm. Well, the last book is an interactive sketchbook, so it's not a graphic novel. So this is my copy, so it's all beat up and it's lived. But it's an interactive sketchbook with my different drawing exercises.
Okay.
And of course, since this is mine, I've actually drawn a lot. It's kind of meta to draw on your own copy. So like drawing games, so like flowers.
Yeah.
Collage.
So just invoke creativity.
Yeah, so different drawing exercises.
Okay.
So this I designed almost like a curriculum. So if someone could use this in a classroom, or it could be, I don't know, you could send it to a young artist that you know. You could do it with another friend. So
Okay. And then you had another book you were showing me earlier as well?
Yes. So the new book, baby.
All right.
Book baby. Oh, it's she comes out in April 2020.
Okay.
She's the dark
Ooh,
matter
so this is
of
an advanced look.
This is my only copy. I need to get more.
Okay.
But this one, it's more in the style of page by page, where there's sort of these big splashy pages.
Yeah.
But it's about Mona struggling with her matter, which is how I personify depression, and sort of the negative thoughts, the inner critic, basically that. The stuff that I was
so is that what we're tackling
scared.
in this one?
Yes. Nice. Yeah, my publisher sort of, I had to pitch a totally other story that I had written, but it had a depressive protagonist, and they said, we don't want all the other stuff, these like, you know, girls who can see her the song of the universe and stuff, and so we just want the depressive protagonist, we just want her story.
Yeah.
And I thought, that doesn't sound like a lot of fun to do, to sit with for a few years.
Yeah.
But I felt like it was really important. I know that I'm not an expert in depression. I don't have clinical depression. I'm a highly sensitive person. That's my label.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a great time at Baltimore Comic-Con. We're going to show you
Pausing. All right, the Baltimore Comic-Con voice of God kind of took over our interview. So we're back again. The amazing, the beautiful, the lovely, the talented Laura Lee Gulledge, and we're going to talk about her new work that's coming in 2020, Advanced Beat. This is the only copy she has. We're looking at it now, and we were on depression. We're speaking a little bit on that because that's somewhat the focus that the publisher wanted you to talk about with the protagonist, and this kind of led to all of this. But I'm just going to be quiet now and just listen to you amazingly.
Well, I was going to say that my label is an HSP, a highly sensitive person, and I was scared to make a book about depression, acting like I'm an authority, because I'm not a licensed healthcare professional. I am not diagnosed with clinical depression. I just have emotional swings, and I've always felt like a victim of these mood swings, and that's part of the reason I make the art I do, is to help me understand what was happening. So that's one reason I don't call it depression, I call it the matter, because I also like to make up words for things, because depression means different things to different people.
Exactly.
So I thought, okay, if I'm going to talk about this, I'm going to frame it in a way that I feel comfortable, speaking about it.
Nice.
But try to make it in a way, I don't know, to draw it in a way that other people could relate to it. So it sort of shape shifts a lot in the book, but ultimately it became a story about healing and art for life. So I'm glad that because I didn't want this to be a book about depression. I wanted it to be a book about healing and about love.
Nice.
So when I first showed it to someone to read, like, oh, it's about friendship. It's like, oh, I'm so glad that's what you said, because I don't want it to be a bit downer. Because sometimes making art about feeling down makes you feel more down.
Yeah, totally. I love it. So it can, because I think it's a common denominator with everybody. We all go through it. But so I think that will drive people, and as a selling point in a way, because I think that is what we're essentially saying in a way. But when they get into it, there'll be that upliftment. It'll be somewhat unexpected that your friend caught on, and and whoo, and that's good, and we need that. We need that, especially when you're
Yeah, and I feel like that I don't see represented enough in young adult graphic novels in particular. Kids, like real characters who don't have magical superpowers or abilities or cool gadgets or prophecies, like things to make real life easier. I like characters that are actually like help me stay here, not just escape and live on some other planet. What I want stories to help me stay here in reality to deal with these things. So that's so she goes to a therapist, so it's totally normal, because a lot of people I know go to a therapist, and so how come I don't see that? So it's interesting for me to, like, in a way, making a story that to me seems the most obvious thing I could say amazingly fills a niche, because that book doesn't exist. It's like, this is the book that I would want to read to realize that I'm not crazy.
That is awesome. I am super excited. I cannot wait to grab this. You said spring 2020 we have to look forward to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she thinks that she has a black hole in her heart, but she learns that she's actually a star. Because the only difference between a black hole and a star is that one is imploding and one is exploding. Woo. So there's like the celestial sub-theme, so it's fun.
Yeah, I can't wait. See, again, you're going to read a lot of books. You're going to read a lot of novels. You're going to find stuff you love, you hate. This is one person that I love her work. And I'm not just saying that because you're here. And it connected with me. Page by page, connected with my heart and my soul as a creator, as an artist. And I fell in love with it. And it drove me to pick up Will and Wit. And now I actually copied it now for my daughter, so she has copies for herself. And I suggest you all, as our readers, our viewers, to check it out. Laura Lee Gulledge, I'm going to use my magical powers and throw, as you say, your online social handles so that they can track you down and follow where you're going and get copies, because you're going to want to cop and read these books. They're amazing, and you're going to be inspired just as I was. Oh, always. Thank you for having us. Please tell them your social networking handles, how they can find you online.
Yes, my website is whoislauralee.com. And through there I have all this stuff, but I'm also on Instagram, Laura Lee Gulledge, and I guess those are the top top 2.
All right, there they are on the screen. Make sure you do that right after this video. The amazing Laura Lee Gulledge. I cannot wait to get the Dark Matter of Mona Star. It's coming soon. So are you already off on the next project now? Because this one is going to be coming to print.
Who knows? Now the challenge is to figure out how to write and sell the next book. Hopefully by the time this book comes out, so when people ask, what are you working on next? Then you have an answer to that question.
Oh, okay.
So I'm working on a few different ideas. So we'll see which one is the winner. So there's sort of 2 that I'm working on right now. One about how to
Attention Baltimore
And the voice
Comic
of Comic
Con!
returns.
Would Deglin Kinley please come to the information booth in the center of the hall? We may have something you'll be interested in.
Definitely
Would
Kinley.
Deglin Kinley
Deglin Kinley,
please
you
come
made
to
our
the
video.
information booth in the
Should I
center of the
stop
hall?
this or should I keep it
Thank
going?
you.
Thank you, Deglin. Find yourself, Laura.
This guy. Sorry, I got it. So I'm working on 2 ideas right now. One is a workbook about how to partner, about how to collaborate with somebody else. And yeah, I made a mini comic about it and then decided that I have a lot to say, so this might be a book.
Oh, nice.
And the other one is actually more of a personal project. I made a comic about basically choosing to be a mama to book babies instead of biological babies, because a lot of people are always, I don't know, imposing a lot of
Pressures as a woman. My wife gets it all the time. When are you guys having another child? And other friends that are happily single that don't want kids, and that's all that they get. Just because we're married doesn't mean we have to have kids. And I'm sure that has to.
So there's a lot of judgment and a lot of like shame and a lot. So I love drawing teenage characters, but after making Mona, I was like, I need to make something to take charge of this part of my story, because I feel like that I need to reframe the story that I live so people can understand, because I see my book babies as like actually in my head, they're like my kids. They go out and they make friends and they, I don't know, like it takes me like 9 to 10 months to draw them, and I don't know, there's it's not the same, of course, I'm not saying it's the same, but there's parallels that make me feel connected, that we're all vessels for love, really. So that's a personal project, but that's, it's kind of emotionally charged though, so it might be more of like a chat book or an online thing, so I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm exploring it because I feel like that, as an adult creator, I need to say something grown up for a minute.
I want to send a shout out to CY behind the camera. I am like, my soul is fulfilled from this interview right now. As a creator, as an artist, and what you're just saying with that, as an partner, and with partner collaboration, and then as a book baby and that, and what you just said. Oh my gosh, she is speaking my soul. I love this. This is what we need more of. You're going to want to check out Laura, just like I did. Who is Laura Lee? It's all on the screen. Thank you so much. You are awesome. She just made my Baltimore Comic Con 2019, y'all. There it is on the screen. As always, like, share, subscribe, follow our content, and we hope to give you more amazing people like Laura Lee Gulledge.
Well, I want to get your banner in there as too, so go for it.
I'm Laura Lee Gulledge, and you are watching the NRW.